My friends, this is not just a message. It is a divine reminder, a call to awaken something that has been sleeping inside of you for far too long. You were not born to simply exist. You were born to carry greatness, to manifest purpose, and to leave an imprint on this world that cannot be erased. The internet may shake at the sound of this speech, but your destiny will shake even more when you receive it with faith. Everywhere I look, I see people confined by fear, by doubt, by voices that told them they were not enough. But I tell you today, the prison doors of limitation are open, and the chains that once held you are already broken. You must dare to step out. You must dare to declare, "My life will not be wasted." You were created for significance, and significance does not come from comfort. It comes from courage. Think about it. The world is not changed by people who blend into the crowd. The world is changed by those who stand in the fire, who endure the storm, who believe when no one else does. History has never remembered the ones who gave up, but it has been shaped forever by the ones who pressed on. And that same power, that same boldness is waiting for you to claim it. Inside you lies a dream, and that dream is not small. It was planted there with purpose, and it will not die until you dare to breathe life into it. I see a generation rising, not of the fearful, not of the timid, but of the fearless. A generation that will not bow to failure, that will not surrender to excuses, that will not accept mediocrity as their final chapter. That generation, my friend, is you. Do not wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Do not wait for the right people to support you. The right person is already within you. And do not underestimate the little steps, because little steps taken with persistence turn into giant leaps that shake nations. The world is waiting for your voice, your vision, your victory. So rise up today. Declare with everything in you that your life will not be ordinary, that your journey will not be wasted, and that your story will inspire others long after you are gone. This speech may break the internet, but more importantly, it must break the walls inside of you. The walls of fear, the walls of doubt, the walls of hesitation. Once those walls fall, nothing, and I mean nothing, will be able to stop you. Now go, live boldly, believe fiercely, and let your life become the message that changes the world. Transformation is not an accident. It does not fall from the sky, nor is it handed freely into the palms of those who sit idly by. True transformation is born when a man or a woman reaches the point of holy dissatisfaction and says, "Enough is enough. I cannot live in the shadow of fear any longer. I cannot walk under the weight of my past mistakes. I must rise. I must step into a vision greater than what I see with my natural eyes." This moment is not a soft whisper. It is a roaring cry from the depths of the human spirit. So many people live chained to limitations that were never meant to define them. They wear labels placed on them by parents, teachers, or society. Too weak, too poor, too uneducated, too broken. But hear me clearly, limitations are not truth. They are illusions. They are walls made of smoke, designed to look solid until you have the courage to walk straight through them. The greatest prison is not built of iron bars. It is built of unbelief. And the greatest liberation is not given by governments or institutions, but by a decision to believe that your life can be bigger, brighter, and bolder than you ever imagined. Transformation begins in the mind. If you continue to think in the small circle of yesterday, you will never walk into the vast horizon of tomorrow. The battlefield is not out there in the world. The battlefield is in your thoughts. As long as your mind bows to fear, your potential will remain locked. But once your mind bows to vision, once you allow yourself to see beyond your limitations, you step into a place where miracles become natural. Think of a seed. A seed is small, fragile, almost invisible in the palm of your hand. But inside that seed lies a forest, a legacy, a future beyond comprehension. The seed does not complain about its size. It does not argue about the hardness of the soil. It simply dares to break, to push, to stretch toward the light. And in that breaking, in that stretching, transformation begins. You are like that seed. You carry inside you the DNA of greatness. The moment you dare to break free from the shell of fear and stretch toward the vision planted deep within, your transformation is set into motion. But vision must always be larger than yourself. If your dream can be achieved with your own strength, it is too small. Vision is not meant to be comfortable. It is meant to be impossible without faith, courage, and persistence. A vision larger than yourself will demand that you grow, that you stretch, that you step into places you never thought you could walk. And as you step, transformation unfolds, not just in what you do, but in who you become. Let me remind you, transformation is not instant. It is not a lightning flash that leaves everything complete in a moment. It is a process, a refining fire, a journey of becoming. And every challenge you face along that journey is not an obstacle, but a tool. Every setback is not a punishment, but a preparation. When you see your struggles through the lens of vision, they no longer crush you, they construct you. The truth is, you cannot stay where you are and also walk into who you are meant to be. Something must be left behind. Fear must be left behind. Doubt must be left behind. The approval of others must be left behind. For transformation demands sacrifice, and sacrifice is the price of destiny. Yet once you step into it, once you pay the price, you will discover that you were never truly living before. You were merely surviving. Transformation is life in its fullest expression. So today, I challenge you to lift your eyes higher. Dare to believe that your life is not confined to the walls you see. Dare to embrace a vision so bold, so audacious that it scares you. For in that fear lies the doorway to transformation. And when you walk through it, you will not only change your own life, you will ignite the lives of those around you. Greatness has always disguised itself in the garments of the ordinary. The world often searches for heroes in high places, expecting them to be draped in crowns and positioned in palaces. Yet history whispers another story. It is not the extraordinary circumstances that birth world changers. It is ordinary people who dare to rise, who choose faith when fear surrounds them, who hold courage when the world trembles, who cling to persistence when others let go. Think about it. The fisherman casting his net on a quiet shore, the shepherd watching over sheep in a lonely field, the young student sitting in a simple classroom. None of them looked extraordinary. Yet when faith collided with courage and persistence, they shook the earth. What made them powerful was not their background, their wealth, or their education. It was their decision to believe that their ordinary lives carried extraordinary purpose. We often wait for the perfect season, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect resource before we act. But let me tell you, perfection is a mirage that keeps people stagnant. The power to impact the world has never depended on perfection. It has always depended on persistence. When ordinary people choose to keep moving, even in weakness, even in uncertainty, even in the face of giants, the extraordinary unfolds. Faith is the spark that ignites the fire of destiny. Faith is the invisible force that whispers, "It is possible," even when circumstances scream, "It cannot be done." Faith is not blind hope. It is the conviction that what you cannot yet see is more real than what you can touch. When you dare to hold faith in your heart, you awaken possibilities that lie dormant. Ordinary men and women with extraordinary faith become unstoppable because they are no longer guided by what is seen, but by what is promised. But faith alone is not enough. Faith must be partnered with courage. Courage is the choice to step forward even when fear is shouting in your ear. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. It means you move in spite of fear. Every act of courage is a declaration that fear will not sit on the throne of your life. And when faith and courage walk together, mountains begin to move. Yet even with faith and courage, there is one more ingredient: persistence. Persistence is what separates dreamers from achievers. It is persistence that carries you when the excitement fades, when the applause dies down, when the road becomes steep and lonely. Persistence is the silent strength that says, "I will not quit. Even if I crawl, even if I bleed, even if I stumble, I will rise again." Ordinary people who choose persistence become extraordinary because they refuse to stop, and nothing can stop the one who refuses to stop. The truth is, the world does not need more superstars. It needs more steadfast hearts. It does not need perfect people, it needs persistent ones. Every great movement, every revolution of hope, every wave of change was started not by flawless individuals, but by flawed men and women who decided that their faith, courage, and persistence mattered more than their excuses. their fears, or their limitations. And here is the good news: you are that person. You may feel ordinary, you may feel overlooked, but within you is the same fire that has burned in every world changer who has walked before you. The question is not whether you are extraordinary. The question is whether you will choose extraordinary faith, whether you will stand in extraordinary courage, and whether you will walk in extraordinary persistence. My friends, we have seen it clearly. True transformation begins when you dare to break free from the chains of limitation and embrace a vision larger than yourself. And the power to impact this world is not locked in the hands of the extraordinary few. It rests in ordinary people like you and me, who choose extraordinary faith, unshakable courage, and relentless persistence. You are not a mistake. You are not an accident. You are a living vessel of destiny, carrying seeds of greatness planted long before you ever breathed your first breath. But seeds must be planted, watered, and pressed through the soil of adversity before they can rise to the light. Do not despise the struggle. It is proof that transformation is happening. Do not run from the process. It is shaping you into someone this world desperately needs. This is your moment. This is your hour. Do not wait for permission, for applause, or for the perfect conditions. Step forward with what you have, right where you are. Your courage will inspire others. Your persistence will open doors. Your faith will move mountains. And when you live boldly in this way, you will not only change your own story, you will become the reason someone else dares to rise and fight for theirs. So I leave you with this challenge. Live a life that breaks barriers, that defies fear, that shakes doubt to its core. Let your vision burn brighter than your excuses. Let your faith roar louder than your fear. Let your persistence last longer than every obstacle standing in your path. And when you do, your life will not just echo across the internet, it will echo across eternity. Now go, rise, and write the story only you were born to tell.